Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Lam here. In today's Fuji Friday, I got two news items that I want to discuss. The first one that I want to talk about is Fujifilm has registered for 3 camera devices that they're going to be releasing. We don't really know of an official date yet, but we know one of them is going to be the X Pro 3, and the announcement is supposed to be in October sometime, so that's coming really soon. Still got 1 month to wait, but there are a lot of people that are excited about the X Pro 3, so hopefully we're going to hear some exciting news in October. But then we still have 2 other camera bodies that we really don't know anything about. Now, if I had to speculate, I would assume that those 2 camera bodies will not be coming out in 2019. They're probably going to be coming out sometime in early 2020, but we know Fujifilm likes to have a lot of different camera bodies. They like to have different styles of camera bodies, but most of the internal technologies are very similar to each other. So you definitely have a range of cameras to choose from, but a lot of people stick within a certain style and they don't really move away from that. I am definitely that way. I definitely stick to camera bodies that are going to be more conducive towards filming video, but I do like the occasional photo camera body, especially if it's priced correctly. And one of them probably is going to be the X Pro 4. Keep in mind that the X Pro 3 is almost already 2 years old, so the X Pro 4, could it be one of those camera bodies? I'm going to assume so. I think in 2020 it's probably going to be later than the year. It is kind of interesting that they registered for that camera body this early in the timeline, unless of course it's going to be coming out earlier in 2020, which I assume it will not, but who knows. The next item that I want to talk about, and it kind of closely relates to the first topic that I just talked about, which is Canon and Sony are releasing new APS-C bodies, and some of them a little bit smaller, like the point and shoot cameras. Nowadays, these point and shoot cameras, they are so full featured. You might not get the interchangeable lens, which is what a lot of the professionals want, or a lot of the enthusiasts want. We want to be able to change the lens out, but a lot of these point and shoot cameras at this point, they have such great features that if you actually go down to that size, you get almost the same capabilities. You just lose the benefit of being able to change out that lens, which sometimes is a benefit because it is quite smaller and you don't have to worry about the hassle of what lens to bring. So they are really nice and they have some really great features, which tells me that APS-C, it's definitely here to stay. There's a lot of intense competition right now in the APS-C market. There's so many new camera bodies coming out. We just saw an announcement for the 6600 from Sony, and while it doesn't really quite beat out the X-T3 in terms of features and functionality, it definitely has some things over the X-T3 like in-body stabilization. Plus it has a larger battery, which is something that I've already talked about. Being able to actually shoot and record video with just one battery for almost half a day or an entire day is just a great benefit to have. And most of us, we just really want to carry one backup battery, mostly because when we carry a charger around, most chargers nowadays will charge 2 batteries. So having a camera system in which you only need to carry one backup battery is extremely convenient. This is the reason why I want Fujifilm to improve their battery system for their next generation cameras, because you're seeing it in other brands. They know that battery life is really important and they're putting larger batteries into their APS-C cameras. Another thing that you're seeing from Sony is that they're really priced competitively. Their flagship camera comes in at $1,400, plus they just announced 2 G Master lenses for the APS-C line. So if you're a Sony user, you're finally starting to see really nice glass for your APS-C camera bodies, which is something that Fujifilm has to worry about. One of the major benefits of going with Fujifilm is their amazing APS-C lineup of lenses. I know we always want more lenses, and they should continue to develop more lenses, or at least revise some of the older lenses with newer features, because what we're seeing with this announcement from Sony is that they're starting to put more of a focus on APS-C. They just came out with some nice lenses, some nice camera bodies, one entry level, one at the higher end, and they're very competitive. So this is something that Fujifilm has to worry about, and hopefully the 2 new camera bodies that are going to be coming in the future will kind of combat these new features coming from the Sony market, which is bigger battery, in-body stabilization, something that we all really want because it does improve pretty much all aspects of photography and video. Now, if you've been watching all the announcements, definitely let me know what you think about the competition in the APS-C market, because it definitely is heating up for the Christmas season. Do you still think Fujifilm is by far and away ahead, or is the competition starting to catch up and they really need to put out some exciting new features in their next generation of cameras? But that's all I have to cover this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.